Qualifier number 3, the X-Cup Summer. The Open qualifiers continue, everybody. We have another best of one. We're in the first round right now of the third qualifier. And it is Tomb of the Spider Queen. And once again, we end up casting the Hardos here. It's actually kind of funny. I looked at the bracket today, and the entire path of the Hardos towards the grand final is a really interesting one. In round number 1, they're already facing off against the MC Academy. And while the Hardos are still the favorite in this series, if you guys paid a bit of attention to the European scene, then you know the MC Academy. They played in a couple of open tournaments just recently, did a decent job there. So it's actually an interesting first game. Gulnar is also playing for them, and keep in mind that Gulnar previously actually subbed in for the Hardos once. Now, I know we went over this already in the last 2 qualifiers, but I want to reiterate real quickly again because the question always pops up. Chris does not play with the Hardos anymore. Chris is out. He's been replaced by Copenhagen, and the lineup that you see here currently for the Hardos is exactly the lineup with which they are going to play in tournaments in Europe for the time being. Now, we had 1 or 2 matches where Bad Benny couldn't make it because he was at work, and in those matches Gulnar subbed in for him. That was before the MC Academy as a team participated in the tournament themselves. Now Gulnar is on that particular side. And, well, there it is. By the way, since also the question pops up, Gulnar is actually his nickname. Copenhagen is Copenhagen's nickname. Especially on YouTube, a lot of people are always asking, like, I don't understand. His nickname is Copen and the other guy is called Gunnar. What's going on here? Now, it's actually pretty simple. As you can see, we have, in the front of both of these nicknames, we have clan tags, teams that the players played for previously. And because of those letters, or other letters in the past, they had to shorten their actual nickname, because Blizzard does only allow a certain amount of letters. But the actual nicknames of these guys are Copenhagen, Gulnar, Svamgrotta, for example, another one. And there's a few more of these candidates out there. So whenever you hear a name like that, you can be assured that it's their actual nickname and that I'm just not reading through the shortened version because I know their real nicknames. So yeah, sorry if you were already familiar with all of that, but the question popped up just recently on YouTube again, and I thought, okay, we might as well go through that. Now, Blizzard employed also a hotfix compared to last Wednesday's tournament, which means that all of the bugs have now been removed, and therefore there's nothing banned right now, no talents and nothing else. We currently have bans on Stitches and on Zagara. Yeah, our girl is getting a little bit strong these days, so teams are getting rid of Zagara early on. And Yasuo is starting things off with Malfurion in our best of 1. Now, best of 3s will continue once that we hit the semi-final, the 3rd place decider, and the grand final. Obviously, once that we're heading into the playoffs where all of the prize money is played for, then things change and we're looking at mostly best of 5s. But here in the open qualifiers, at least in the early rounds, it's best of 1s. Pretty typical because you can have, of course, a whole lot of teams that participate here. If you would run all of this in the best of 3 format, you would be very, very limited in how many of the games you could actually cover, or you would have to run it over a few days. So, stuff like that. Either way, we got a Chrome in. Hardo really loves the Chromester, so we got her in again. Yay! Shut up. And Leo is playing the janitor here. Blaze and Vala on the other side. The interesting part here is that the map was chosen by the MC Academy, which is interesting if you think about it, because the one thing that Hardo and his boys have done throughout all of the qualifier matches is they banned always the same maps. Every single time that the Hardos are in a map ban position, they're banning out Braxis first, and the second map to ban is Garden of Terror. And one of their priority maps to pick is Tomb of the Spider Queen. In this case, though, it was the MC Academy who had map pick, and they chose the map for them, so to say. And now the Hardos walk away with their favorite map and a first pick position. So pretty interesting. We got Garrosh banned out, and here's the ban on Uther, so they can't go for any double support Uther main tank Vala shenanigans to keep her alive, so there's that. But, well, let's see what we're gonna get for the double pick. Now we have a Nubarak, so a Nubarak Blaze for the added stuns that they have. And in addition to that, what are we going to get from Warren here? Yeah, well. Anduin! Alrighty. Also, by the way, last tournament, I talked a little bit about how I was sick on the Sunday before. So the last 2 tournaments, actually, when I casted them, I was a little bit sick. And I talked about how last week's tournament, on last Sunday, I also had a fever. Turns out I actually had corona. Yep. So I had a false negative antigen test that led me to believe that it was just a flu or something. But in the meantime, some of my friends got PCR tests that turned out to be positive, so I got an antibody test now. And indeed, I had corona, so I'm fully okay right now. But the 2 tournaments that I casted with full-blown corona. So much for that. But yeah, so that's over now too. But some people were already speculating in the comments in the past, and yes, now it's officially confirmed. And apparently I got infected 2 or 3 days after I had my first vaccine, meaning the vaccine didn't actually help me at all because I didn't build up any immunity just yet. So the timing couldn't have been more stupid. We got a Tracer, we got Mei, and our last pick is Falstad as we're heading into the first game of the day, everybody. Tomb of the Spider Queen is already mentioned, a best of 1 series. The MC Academy is going up against the Hardos as we're heading into the first round of the 3rd qualifier for the X Cup Summer. Let's go! Game on! We got on the left side, Hazobs on Chromie, Jason Malfurion, Copenhagen is playing Leoric, Nick on Tracer, and Bad Benny is playing Mei. On the right side of the map, the MC Academy, the challengers, with Vetters on Blaze, Mustard on Anubrak, Warren on Anduin, and Galnagulnar is playing Falstad, the mage build that is becoming a lot more popular these days after the recent patch, and Lolom is playing Vala. It's a little bit sad for the MC Academy that they go up in the first round against the Hardos. It's a bit bad luck of the draw, because obviously they are a decent team, and they're definitely someone that with a bit of diligence and some participation in additional qualifiers have a chance to qualify for the playoffs. But if they lose against the Hardos here, it would of course mean that at least in this tournament they're not gonna get any points, so they would have to try next time. But well, that's just what it is. Sometimes you get unlucky with the first round, especially if you're not seeded, so that's a bit of a problem. But anyways, the Hardos, they already won 2 of the qualification tournaments, so they're currently at the top of the standings, and they're in a fantastic position to qualify for the playoffs, where the teams will play for 4,000 euros in prize money. So, pretty awesome setup for them. And I have to highlight again, by the way, that this entire... Anduin. Ah, there we go. The Crybaby is down, but so is Mei. Mei gets eliminated too, so it's a kill for a kill. Nicely done. Okay, but at the same time, the one thing I want to point out here is that the entire tournament series is sponsored by a private Heroes of the Storm fan from Europe. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. So it's someone that has been playing the game ever since Alpha, has been a huge fan of the competitive scene in the times before HGC, during all of HGC, and wants to support the esports scene of Heroes of the Storm a little bit at this point. Does want to stay anonymous, therefore also the X and X Cup stands for our Mr. X here, but a big shout out of course to him, because again, it's absolutely amazing to have the opportunity to host something like this that is sponsored by someone that just loves the game and has the means to support it like this. So absolutely fantastic. But either way, now that we're having our little setup and starting things up here, the Hardos are going to try to win a 3rd tournament to solidify their position in the standings a bit further. And of course, it would also be really important for them to finish in the 1st spot in the ranking. I mean, not only do the top 8 qualify for the playoffs, but also the position within those top 8 is going to become pretty important. The way that the playoff bracket is going to be structured means that the teams that end up in the top 4 will start in the winner bracket, whereas the teams that will end the season, the qualification tournaments, in rank 5, 6, 7 and 8 will start from the losers bracket in the playoff bracket. So it's very beneficial if you can finish in the top 4, and that means participating in more than only one tournament is kind of important. Fantastic kills here, by the way, from the Hardos as they take down Blaze and also Nubarak, especially Nick on his Tracers, of course, zipping around and absolutely murdering. He has the luxury of also being supported by Malfurion here, which is the dream for Tracer in general, and that is pretty insane. I absolutely like the way that they are controlling the game from the get-go and just showing that aggression here. We have Shando's Clarity on level 4, and they are already starting to take some of the structures down. And the turns are of course not going to look too bad for them. If you have a bit of a look at the amount of gems the 2 teams are holding, there's a slight advantage already for the Hardos. It's nothing crazy, so it's not like these 3 kills led to a big amount of gems lost for the MC Academy. But the situation for the Hardos is still very, very good right now. Stacks are coming together for Falstead and for Vala, so those are two heroes that could, into the later stages of the game, make a big difference if we're getting to that point. Galnagulna is obviously trying to get some solid burst damage out here, whereas Vala is also about to complete at least the quest reward. And they're not trailing too far behind in experience, so that's the positive side here. In the middle of the map, things are still alright too. Falstead is already starting to fly back top, but the turn-in for Hardo is happening. That's the first 10 gems delivered for the team in blue, as Falstead, the birdie, is trying to get some more glitter. So, level 7 talents kicking in, and already an attempt to maybe go for the next kill here. Tracer is just zipping from one lane to another. By now we have the boomerang on level 7. No secret weapon this time. I gotta admit that the sound effect of Falstead are also always some of the ones that I like the most. I'm not gonna try to go for parrot sounds here, I'm just too shitty with them, but always made me happy, especially when you let the birdie dance. Nothing is better than just like making that dwarf jump on the back of Falstead. So we got the 3 kills to 1. The Hardos are a little bit ahead here, a bit more dominant in the way that they're controlling this. It's nice vision that they're getting from Chromie with their level 1 ability, of course, too. We have 31 gems already turned in, and Copenhagen is controlling the turn-in spot at the bottom in an attempt to deny any kind of gem turn-in by the MC Academy. So that's what we're gonna see right now. Well, same time, what else are we gonna get? We have already in the middle of the map another opportunity maybe with Nuburak, who could try and dive in for a kill. They're getting the hit on Nick, but the Nature's Cure from Malfurion is there, and therefore no chance for Blaze to follow up on the initial stun with his jet propulsion. 31 gems against 12, and Falstead going down up at the top. Both turning points are fought over, and Falstead bites the dust, so that puts them into the 5 versus 4 position, and that should allow the blue team maybe a full turn-in. That was a nice setup by Lolom though, nearly took down Hazops, but Nick is immediately there to punish Vala for the audacity of attacking the dwarf over there. The gnome, the dwarf, whatever you want to call it. The little midget there on the side. Every time I talk about flying into the root, that was unfortunate. Every single time I talk about Chromie, gnomes, dwarves, and midgets, I have to think about Bill Burr and his midget bit. And it's just absolutely fantastic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure that you check that out, because that bit is just absolutely fantastic. Bill Burr talking about midgets and words in general that we're using is a dream. Still best comedian out there. Like, okay, there's a lot of big ones. I mean, we talk Chappelle, we're talking Ricky Gervais, a couple of others, but Bill Burr is still the GOAT. And yeah, the guy is fantastic. Oh, birdie! Bye-bye, birdie! He's down too. That was a quick kill there. No barrel roll cooldown, as you can imagine. And that is a disaster. Just as the Web Weavers are in, look at Nuburak. He doesn't stand a chance in the middle, so that fort is definitely going to fall. Even at the top side, Nick is doing a bit more damage and helping the Web Weavers to stay alive longer. And there's a level 10 ability finally for the MC Academy too. In the middle, the fort is already gone. At the bottom of the map, damage has been done. This thing is down to 50% HP. And all the way up at the top, it continues. Vala is trapped. The attempt to come in by Tracer, but the cocoon is ready. And they are trying to get the kill, but the recoil was just a little bit too quick. Oh, Nick! And he makes it out. Makes it out. Yasu keeping him alive too. Malfurion is there right away with the tranquility. Great job by him. Damage output. We got 27,000 for Vala, obviously bringing a lot of AoE damage to the table too. The 31,000 for Tracer on the other hand. And they are getting a bit aggressive against Vala. Yeah, Anduin with a save, but the red team is definitely on the back foot. The Hardos are doing what they are doing best. They are dominating here. They're controlling the flow. Last qualifier was kind of interesting as well though, because we had some teams that made it pretty difficult for the Hardos. And the Hardos also lost the map there. Yeah, attacks keep coming. And right now, maybe the aggression against the Mustard? Not yet. Let's see. With like the ground lost in the middle of the map, Tracer has also a lot more space to work with. Then again, Nick is a bit in trouble here. But he's able to make it out. Tracer already on the retreat. Leo is dealing with the camp at the bottom of the map, just as that fort is down to 50% HP. Yeah, and the big thing is, of course, that the blue team is still trying to prevent a turn-in on the side of the Masters Clash Academy. Because if the red team could now turn in 2, then that would be their ticket back into the game. But with level 13 this close for the Hardos, if they can just buy a little bit more time, they would have a talent advantage. And that would be pretty important. So, well, here we go. There's the hit against Nick, a big one. Jet propulsion barely missing, and Nick makes it out. Vitters with 30 gems has to bunker up. He was really in trouble. The strafe to try and create a little bit of space. But here comes the Entomb and the bubble from Anduin. Yeah, Anduin is going for the holy word salvation. He has all the words. He has the best words. Everybody says so. Anduin is amazing. And in the meantime, as Anduin is already going for the ult, the kill against Mei, but the counter. Vala is down, and Nubrak is about to fall, and Anduin has no more words. So that's a problem. Anduin is sitting there, no ult, no nothing. That's the birdie gone. Anduin is on the run, but you can run, you can't hide. He dies too, and that puts us into a 9-2 kill situation. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire team that just got wiped there. So they are pushing with the Siege Giants through the bottom of the map in an attempt to take another wall down. Obviously, they have enough gems to turn in. They could go for the boss too if they wanted. They have all the options at this point. And this is already wreaking havoc. 2 forts down is in and of itself a problem. But that's an easy turn-in opportunity. We're also seeing Leo doing his thing all the way up at the top. And yep, that is tricky. Now, the stacking is not too shabby. We have 46 for Falstad, we have 40 for Vala. As you can see, it's currently 38,000 damage for Vala. As Mei dies again. 3 kills against the Hardos and all 3 kills against Mei. Now, the good news for the Hardos is that they obviously already turned in, so the MC Academy can't turn in. They also lost a lot of gems. So, I mean, again, they lost pretty much 9 heroes throughout the entire game, so of course they lost a whole lot of gems. But it's a 4 versus 5 now as the Web Weavers are about to touch the ground. And Mei is down for another 16 seconds. But the blue team is still totally willing to fight here, as you can see. And they are doing quite a bit of work. So the defense is up. But at least the fort at the top should fall. And I guess that's what the Hardos are going to aim for. With Leo moving through the bottom of the map, he's trying to prep the lane a little bit. And there's a catapult in play too, so that makes things more tricky. But there's the defense. And Leo is up against the birdie. I mean, he's up only against Falstad here, so I'm not so sure if Falstad can deal with all of this by himself. And the wall is definitely going to fall, so that makes the top 4 versus 4 now, with Mei being back. And as Nubrak comes in, oh sorry, Copenhagen. Yeah, he was thinking about dropping the Entomb over the wall again, wasn't he? But he has to let that slide this time. They still hope that they can take the fort down, but it's going to be tricky. It's not going to be all that easy. So they're slowly making their way in, and yeah, with them being zoned out, Falstad not being here as he still has to defend the bot lane. There's that. Flies in straight into the wall. Mei builds the wall, and then she makes Falstad pay for it. So, yeah, and Nubrak too. Nubrak is also getting attacked. The gust against the minion wave. That's the mostly that they're hitting here, and the Entomb does not connect. That would have been the dream, by the way. Yeah, that would have been pretty rough. But either way, now that they have level 16 talents, you can already guess what the next goal of the journey is, and it is the boss. They're making a play for it. Trying to take that one down, which should work pretty easily, considering that they have a talent lead. And the red team is just trying to turn in. They're going to go for the traditional trade boss defense against gems. That's what they're doing here. And it's going to work. So that removes gems from the MC Academy. The blue team can now easily defend against the Web Weavers without losing any forts. But that's about it. So yeah, it's a trade. I mean, they're setting up topside to defend here. And then the blue team is just going to defend against the Web Weavers. That's pretty much what's happening here. And they want the bird. Galdigulna. Fly, baby, fly. I don't think he has it. Apparently, he didn't have the fly anymore. Already on cooldown, and that means he's going to die here. Yep, that's a dead birdie, and that's 11 gems gone. So, Hardo with the interrupt. And there's that. Okay. So here comes the attack. Straight up for the Web Weaver. Boss is defended at the top too. But all of the Web Weavers are obviously gone. It's at least 16 versus 16, so buying a little bit of time helped the MC Academy. But they're still playing a 4 versus 5 now. And here come the Hardos in an attempt to force another battle. Tracer burns down the cocoon quickly. Good for her. And, well, let's see what else they can do now. Because here comes the vision from Chromie once again. 18 to 16. 10 kills to 3. By now we also, by the way, have the Seething Hatred over here. So Vala with a couple of adjustments on her own build. Seething Hatred for her. The double pull for Anduin and Epicenter is also in play. And with 51,000 damage, Vala's not looking too shabby, but of course Tracer is at 68k as is. And the blue team is getting Web Weavers onto the map again. Hoping to take the first keep down, and they should be able to make that happen. First of all, they're gonna try and take Al Nagulnar down, which they can't quite make work, but that's mainly because he dropped the ult right away. But if you look where the Web Weavers are spawning here, this thing is pretty much already gone. So, good luck with that. Yeah. I mean, if they hold that, they're gonna lose the bot lane. One of the two. You can make your choice there, but you won't be able to save both. One of the keeps, at least, is gonna fall. Tracer's buying a little bit more time, but Nick is gonna die. Yep, that's the end for Nick. Bought a little bit of time, I suppose. Leo's already dealing with the bottom lane as best he can. And that should be keep. Copenhagen is being zoned out a little bit. Keep is falling too. Can they save that? They should be able to. Oh, that is getting... Nah. That's... What? Alright. They saved the keep. And now the Hardos have not taken a single one down. Look at this. This one nearly gone. And here comes Leo. The man on the mission. The James Bond of the Nexus. He sneaks into the bot lane. And the mace to the face takes it down. Now it goes up against the birdie. Quick drain. Ghosts away. And in the mid lane, of course, the fight continues here. But yeah, first keep is gone. Leo was looking at that and he said like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. Another quick stun. There it is. The bird flies in, gusts away the tranquility. And Leo is getting out. Oh, or is he? Cocoon! And Leo gets away. The bird gets saved. Multi-shot didn't connect with Leoric. And yep, that is... still level 20. Level 20 for the Hardos. One keep down, second keep low. 30 gems, they need 35 more for now to the turn-in. The MC Academy, by the way, they got enough gems. Falset is now sitting at 73 stacks. Yeah, 39,000 damage for him. 72,000 for Tracer. 72,000 for Tracer. Nick is just zipping around. Yeah. He's on route every time he sees a kill. Okay. Vala has to deal with the top lane because, again, that keep is so low, you gotta protect it. I wonder if the Hardos are eventually going to siege up topside, because if Chromie just pokes a bit, they're going to take that thing down 100%. But she's in the middle. They're trying to enhance the push of the Bruiser camp a bit more and set two of their heroes up at the top, and Vala alone is not going to save that. So keep number 2 is now also gone. That's both of the auxiliary keeps eliminated, and now they're starting to dive into the middle for more kills. The ice walls today not really hitting too much. Yeah, a little bit of damage here by Vala. The bubble, the entomb, the buried alive. 60, oh my god, Vala surviving. Leo might die, and Leo does die. But the keep doesn't really look too good either. Tracer's also dead though, so it's a 5 versus 3 for now. And they're starting to chase that out. They got their own level 20 talents now, and this is momentum in the hands of the MC Academy that they're using. So let's go. Can they get the hit here? Another quick stun, follow up. But Benny makes it out. But this needs to be a turn-in now. Falset is dealing with the bottom of the map since there's 3 catapults. He can't just simply let that slide. 18 minutes into the game, they're already starting to hurt. And yeah, they try to get that turn in. It's still 5 versus 3. I mean, Leo is going to be back in another second, but they should be able to get that turn in, and indeed they do. We got Mei moving in to try and interrupt, but it's going to be too late, right? Yes, it is. The Red Web Weavers, they will touch ground. Now, the MC Academy hasn't taken down a single fort yet. So that is a problem. They need to take some of the structures down if they want to have a chance to come back into this. And of course, the lead is always in the hands of the Hardos. The Hardos, they are the big favorites here, but there is still a bit of a chance. So they got the turn in, and now they really need to do some damage. They need to take some of the structures down, which isn't going to be easy to begin with, but they definitely could pull it off. Web Beavers, they don't scale insanely well into the late game, but 19 minutes in, they're definitely going to hit, and that's a kill. That should be a kill. Bad Benny is dead. Bad Benny is dead again. May is once again down. Not quite sure why exactly Warren bubbled up over here, but they are getting the follow-up, and that's another kill against Leo. All of a sudden, it's 10 kills to 8 in the MC Academy. They have momentum, baby. So they go for the fort, and they take it down, and now they can open the wall up here. They're going through the side wall first. The Nubarak, of course, wants to dive, and the Hardos are a little bit behind. I mean, they're bunkering up as they're just saying, guys, we need to take that keep down. And by the way, talk about taking things down, the fort down here is also getting destroyed. So they are sieging up full-time, party time onto that keep in the mid lane, and they're gonna get it. Yeah, the keep is gone. Are they trying to go for core? Do they feel that they have to end the game? They might feel the need to try and pull that off. I'm not sure if they can, though. But you could see that they just said, like, guys, we have some momentum, we need to do something. What a beautiful Entomb, though. The Entomb is amazing. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. That's 3 heroes down right there, and now they're trying to chase Vala. But what a setup. Look at that. Look at that buried alive. I mean, that thing was absolutely fantastic. Led to 3 kills. And I think it's also going to lead to the end of the game now. Especially with the lock against Warren. He's dead too. Anduin is down. Only survivor is Vala. Nick is saying hello. And that is a 5-man wipe, everybody. Vala is down. They make it towards the core. Was a nice attempt to fight back by the MC Academy. But yeah, not today. Not happening. 80,000 damage to Vala, 96,000 for Tracer. And that's the Hardos, everybody. Moving on to the next round of this 3rd qualification tournament. Well done. They win the first round here on Tomb Spider Queen against the MC Academy. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Second round of the tournament. We're still in the 3rd qualifier for the X Cup Summer. The Hardos, after being successful in the first round, are now going up against Team Rage Quit. Yep, I told you already that they have some pretty interesting opponents in their bracket tree this time, so that's why we're going to stick with them for the time being. We're currently in the quarterfinals, so to say, so teams actually get points here already, even if they lose. But if you make it to the semifinals, obviously a lot better. This is also where the best of 3s are starting up. And we got Infernal Shrines with the ban on Junkrat, a ban on Zagara, as in the last map. There's still a best of 1 again. But interesting team. Team Rage Quit with Farlander, Bishops. So, yeah, some pretty familiar names over there. Some of the teams have obviously changed, as I already explained previously. And the Hardos were a good example of that, since Chris is not with them anymore. That has a Carrigan ban on Infernal Shrines, so the Nick Respect ban is what we're seeing here. And Hogger gets banned out too. Okay, so definitely ready for this one. Should be a good one. I mean, generally, I gotta say that a lot of the teams that are playing here right now are looking quite strong. Now, one of the little caveats is that, as usual, when things change, you have to familiarize yourself with a couple of the new team names. I mean, Team Cow Attack, for example, not something that would intimidate someone, but if you then look at the players, that's a little bit of a different setup. But yeah, so let's see what we're gonna get as the first picks now that Tychus has been taken for his Odin, obviously. So, we got Malfurion and Vala. Nice. Yeah, Malf and Vala are in. This time we don't get Tracer, but we still have the Malfurion set up. It's great with the roots whenever you are using them on one of the entry points, for example, to just ensure that nobody can just move in, move out, so you're controlling that as best you can. And there's Zeratul and Brightwing, so a bit more of an aggressive setup around Vala attacks. If Bishops can really unleash the potential there, he could try, jump in and pressure Vala, and maybe even take her down. Very likely we're going to get Raid of Vengeance, so that she has at least a bit of self-CC that she can use in these situations. But we're obviously still pretty early in the draft here. Right, we can play around with the global a bit. Are we going to see Forset, for example? Is also an option. Has been played a lot. Leo gets banned. Copenhagen, by the way, with his entombs is insane. We've seen so many entombs by this guy right now that were just crazy. This tournament is another good example of how strong the guy is on Leo. But, yeah. It's a bit nuts. So, well... What's the last ban? What are they banning out here? Are they banning Benny out, or did they go for Hazu and ban one of his? Ah, they go for Uther. Okay, a little bit intimidated by the possible double support Vala setup with an Uther as a main tank here. And also, Uther would of course supply another stun against Zeratul, which is also kind of nice. So whenever Zeratul comes in, first of all, it's so much trickier to take Vala down if she's supported by 2 supports. But if then Uther is also there, especially after Benediction, he could just stun you out and then Zeratul is dead. So that's a good one. But yeah. Garrosh and Blaze. I mean, keep in mind that with what they're taking right now, there's always a chance that Nick puts Vala over into the hands of Hazu and plays something else. He could play a triple melee here and lock another one in. I mean, technically... I mean, before this setup, they would have gone for Diablo. There's a chance that obviously we're seeing Medivh here at some point, but I don't think that's necessarily going to happen in this game. The last 2 picks for the red team for... Team Rage Quit. We're getting Malthael and Jojo. Alright, so Malthael is in, Jojo is in, and now the moment of truth. What are we getting on the last pick? An actual pick for Hazu? Or is it going to be something for Nick? And they're going to swap it around. Which one of the two are we going to get here? Triple frontline with Vala is definitely a possibility. 100%. She's fantastic on the damage. But if you go for a triple melee here, you want to have something that has a little bit more of an oomph to it so that you can also attack the shrine with it. It's Medivh. They actually go for Medivh. I floated him a bit earlier, but I expected more of a Diablo pick together with him. But we see Medivh, Infernal Shrines, everybody. The second round of the 3rd qualification tournament for the X Cup Summer. The Hardo is going up against Team Rage Quit. Let's go. The Hardos against Team Rage Quit, 2nd round of the tournament. Let's go. We got a Medivh in the house. Hazops on our boy, trying to protect Nick on Vala, who's going to be the main damage for the team. And, well, obviously also guarded by 2 frontliners. Blaze, played by Copenhagen, and Bad Benny by Garrosh. We got Yazu on Malfurion to round the draft out. And on the right side of the map, we have Team Rage Quit with Farland on Malthael, Bishops on Zeratul. We got Shizakid on Johanna, Alex on Brightwing, and Maitrai is playing Tychus, the man with Odin. Oh, yeah. I mean, for now, what do we have is on level 1, we got the body check incoming. We already have the Shadow Hunter here. We get the Laws of Hope, so stacking is going to be the name of the game for Jojo. And, well, it's time to party. Benny already wants the first kill opportunity, and they might just have it. They go for Bishops, who has no cooldown. That could have been spicy, but already the portal back. Medivh is always a fun character. Medivh is always this guy that makes it through draft after draft. Nobody wants him, nobody bans him, nobody plays him, and then all of a sudden he pops back up and everybody is banning him out. So, yeah. But either way, now that we are starting to set all of this up, we currently got topside Malthael against Blaze. The Farlander in Copenhagen lane, as the 2 of them are going toe-to-toe here. Whereas down at the bottom of the map, our 3-man is obviously focusing now on the mercenary camps. That's the next one that they're going to try and go for. Try and take a couple of these things out. Steal ideally 2 out of the 3. And so far, it seems like Team Rage Quit is going to let this 3rd one slide. They don't have really an insane amount of wave clear. This is taking a long time, which means there's a theoretical fight at least over the left side camp that could happen. So, yeah, let's see if they can grab the 3rd one or if it gets invaded, because Team Rage Quit has now a technical opportunity to try and contest that camp if it gets taken. Hazo, of course, is going to provide the vision for the team. 10 stacks for him. Not too bad. And Vala is also starting to really murder with that multi-shot a bit. 12 stacks early on in the game. Good opening. Is going to help her to get the quest reward. And also, once that we're heading into the shrine itself, that's going to help too. So, sitting at 15. The Arsenal incoming on level 4. Shando's Clarity is ready. And we got the Dust of Appearance here. And now's the time when they're going for their own camp. And it's not going to be contested. Alright, Bishops, he knows, he already saw them heading over there, so they know what's up, but they let that go. They are not making an aggressive move forward. Instead, now that the objective is about to be announced, we have the blue team going to the top left, trying to take their own camp, which is something that Team Rage Quit is already about to do here. So they're doing their thing. And now, of course, the chance at the top side to go for Punisher number 1. Now, oftentimes, Tychus compositions will wait until level 10 hits before they're really committing, because the power spike that Tychus gets with Odin around this map is just incredible. But if you see an opening early on, then you're definitely going to fight for the first Punisher too. Question is just, do they feel comfortable here? As it happens, the Hardos let them take the initial lead. Now it's about level 7, of course, too, which is why Zeratul and Blaze are still on the side lanes. The team that gets the next talent first normally has a bit of an advantage. So, there we go. Yeah, here comes the little setup as they are starting to take a slight lead. But where's that level 7? Brightwing is dealing with the middle. Zeratul is helping out. They still need to deal with the camp, which they do. Vala gets attacked, but they're pressuring everybody back up at the top. And Brightwing is already moving back in. Level 7 is close for the both of them. But the Hardos are taking a slight advantage on the Shrine. It's crazy close, though. It's really close here. But there's the level 7. Tiny bit faster for the Hardos. Team Rage Quit gets their own. And here's the opportunity. 22 to 21. Vala with all the AoE that she can bring to the table. Medivh with the portal straight into the back line. But the red team has taken the lead on the Shrine. Blue team takes control, at least for now. And Zeratul is already back in the middle. They are fighting for this tooth and nail. But they're not pushing into it right now. 29 to 29. Here comes the move. Blaze isn't here. It's gonna be a 5 versus 4 for a couple of seconds. Who takes it? It's insanely close. 33 to 35. They're trying to make the play for it. And the next ones are spawning. This is looking good for Team Rage Quit. This is looking very good for Team Rage Quit. The Jet Propulsion connects on the other. 38 to 38. The Hardos. No way. They take it and they get the triple kill. You got to be kidding. God, this was close. Now they go for another one. They should probably fall back and take the wall instead, but they're getting Shizakid 100%. The slow makes it possible. Boy, that hurt. Look at the stacks here. They had 39. 39. They had the lead. They were missing 1, and then the Hardos, they take the double. They kill Malthael, and now they push through the top. It's a Frozen Punisher 2. That is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. And look at the gap in experience that all of a sudden opened up here. Yeah, this is just nuts. It looked like Team Rage Quit was able to get the first objective, but nope. They're losing out on the Punisher. They lose 4 heroes, and now they just lost a fort, and they are 1.5 levels behind. Damn, son. Absolutely rough at this point. So now you're losing even more ground in the middle, very likely. Or at the bottom, it's not going to be a lot, but the sacrificial fort at the top lane is already a problem. Level 10 abilities, that gives another lead over to the Hardos. We have Decimate in. Bad Benny pauses the game. There's obviously the chance that he needs to let another train through. I'm not quite sure if he's currently at work or not. And if that doesn't ring a bell with you guys, then we had a tournament where Bad Benny, before they headed into a game, already announced that at a certain, very specific moment in time, he would have to pause the game for a minute or two. And it turned out that Benny is working apparently as a train conductor or something like that. So he works at some kind of train station, and every now and then he needs to let a train through. And that's why he needed to pause the game. I doubt that this is the case right now, but then again, I wouldn't put it past him. It's, by the way, also one of the reasons why Bad Benny occasionally rides the choo-choo mount. So that's also a bit of an homage on that meme. But yeah, Benny has a very interesting job, side job. Honestly, I don't even know. But it's always a source of good fun. Either way, now that we're having the stacks together, let's take a quick look at Medivh. Medivh is at 29 stacks now, so he's 11 away from completing his quest and being safe on this one. Yeah, the train apparently went through, so yeah, everything is fine. Damage output, Vala with 24,000. I mean, she's more than doubling Tychus' damage. So, that being said, Tychus is going to ramp up once that they have their level 10. But this is already great. Yeah, a lot of the shots are getting soaked by Shizakid. Yes, he's trying to protect the fountain, but that doesn't work. That little vision play that we oftentimes see with teams that take the Kazuha camp is already very successfully being played here. And they're opening the wall up too. Yep, so that's another one. Here come the ults, and that is the Falling Sword. Falling Sword for Vala. Johanna. To the day I'm asking myself why it's a Falling Sword. She doesn't even have a sword. Anduin has one. He doesn't know how to use it, but he has one. But she has a flail. It should be the Falling Flail. Or the Falling I'll let it slide as a Morning Star. You can go for the Falling Morning Star. It's not quite correct, but again, we're not going for like perfect accuracy over here. But it is definitely not a sword. So yeah, this is just not how this works. Either way, 4 kills to 0. 11 to 11. The lean experience is still there, and the Hardos are aiming for level 13 talent for the next objective, obviously. 41 stacks for Vala. And I'm keeping my eye on Medivh. Medivh players, they have a tendency to lose out on all of their stacks just before they are about to complete them. But yeah, Nick is already on the move forward. As long as Medivh is around, he knows that he's going to be fairly safe. And Malfurion is, of course, here too. So, yep, there's our little play. More stacks for Nick, more damage. And he already racks up some strafe damage too as he's coming in for this. Didn't go into the Rain of Vengeance, so he just said, well, I don't need that stun, not even against Zeratul. And off we go. Level 13 is so close, they're going to have that as a lead over the next objective. Which makes it very tricky for Team Rage Quit. Kind of unfortunate for them. Okay. So, with that, Hazu is double checking what's happening over here. Keeps the vision. Level 13 talents are there. It's a level. And it's 29 seconds to soak an entire level. Don't think that's going to happen. But they will be close. Honestly, it could happen. They're actually pretty quick. They're splitting out on all 3 lanes right now. They're really quick with this. And if they get that kill, then yeah, Medivh. Nice! Nice move by Bishops. Awesome. That was a great one. He takes Garrosh down, and that brings them back in experience. And in an even spot for the Shrine. A better spot, actually. They have a 5 versus 4 running right now. Awesome. Absolutely fantastic. So good for them. 2 stacks for Medivh. And here comes Odin. Yeah, they want this one, don't they? Already coming in. Medivh is in, needs to keep Vala alive. Zeratul, the Falling Flail, drops down. And Shizakid gets immediately met by another multi-shot. Medivh at 38. Is he going to get his stacks? He got the vision, 6 to 25. Garrosh is back to business, trying to come in here. And he doesn't quite get it. Nope. A little bit of an attempt to fight back on the Shrine, but Team Rage Quit nearly has this in the back. The only thing that can turn it is a kill or 2, and they're trying to get it here. 36 to 14. Vala with even more damage. 37, the cap at the top. Jojo down. Don't tell me they win this one. Nope, Mortal Tamanisha goes over to the Hardos. Sorry, to Team Rage Quit. But the quest's completed. Malfurion taken down by Zeratul, so good for them. But they got still 2 kills, one against Malthael and the other one against Jojo. They want the Fruit Fly, and they get it. Brightwing monkeying around there and goes down. Bishops is already on the way back, or is at least trying to. But here comes the portal. Bishops on the run. Left, right, left. He's dancing around them. And he's able to escape. So they got the Punisher, but they lost a few heroes in the process. Now they're on the retreat. And yeah, so far so good. So they're trying. I mean, they're doing their best here. But as you can tell, not even the fort goes down in the mid lane. And the lead in experience is still absolutely excruciating. The Hardos have a 1.5 level lead right now. So there we go. Only one that didn't die on the side of Team Rage Quit is Bishops. And I gotta stress this again. It's a little bit unfortunate for teams like the MC Academy and also for Team Rage Quit that they are going up against the Hardos this early in the tournament. Because that is making it a lot harder for them to rack up those points that they need for the ranking to qualify for the playoffs. Then again, this is one of the reasons why we have 10 qualifiers in total. So that teams have a chance to participate in multiple of these qualifiers and get some points together so that they can get a proper position for the playoffs. Well, 7 kills to 2. And there's the move. Straight up for Nick, maybe. With the poly bomb already in. Yeah, Zeratul is topside, trying to soak the half level that they need for the next talent, and well, they need to do that before the objective is up, which they, by the way, will effortlessly be able to manage. The inevitable end is in, and yep. Malthael, he is just a little bit like Thanos. He's inevitable. But, well, he's also getting his ass kicked a little bit. The aspect of death is doing a little bit of dying over here. As Zeratul is trying to escape to keep his perfect record. Level 16 would also go a long way for him. Went into the Might of the Narazim build, of course. We don't have a single stack for Malthael, by the way. So, nothing for him. And there we go with the Mortality. Overrated! I'm telling you, Mortality is totally overrated. Yep. It's actually kind of funny. Have you ever thought about, like, any kind of, like, superpower that you would like to have? Like, Immortality, for example, is a really shitty superpower. If you want to have something that is borderline making you immortal, what you want is Wolverine-style regeneration. Because that keeps you in good shape. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, by the way, who's not in good shape. Malthael and Brightwing, they are both dead. But yeah, you want to stay in good shape, because technically, if you're like 200 years old and you're so fucking frail that you can't even move, and even getting out of the chair is a chore for you, technically, that's immortality. Every single time when we are talking about immortality, we have somebody in his like mid-30s in our mind. But for that, you need like Wolverine-style regeneration, cell regeneration and crap like that. So that's not really immortality alone. You want that kind of coupled on something. Gotta need to be precise. I mean, honestly, the day that some kind of fairy descends from the heavens and is like, hey, Cully, you have 2 wishes or whatever, I need to be really on point with what I wish for, because whew, that can backfire quickly. You need to think about these things, guys. Anyways, so we got 9-2 kills. Level 18 to 17. Next objective announced and up. And a 5 versus 5 on the map. So that's the moment when you really have to fight for this one. God, they're popping Odin early. Oh my god. Saving bishops a bit, I suppose. But 17 stacks to 1 already. Woo! So, yeah. There's that. Starting to go for the kills. Bishops! And he's dead. The falling flail is coming down again as Jojo's flailing around a little bit. And spoiler alert, she's dead too. Yeah, she is down and out. In the meantime, Fallen and everybody else is already rushing away through the bottom of the map. Yielding the position as all of them realize, yeah, that ain't happening, is it now? So yep, there it is. Now, that opens up camp after camp for the Hardos. It opens up level 20 as a possible talent to push with. And with 11 kills to 2, Punisher and level 20, which they're soon gonna get. We're talking keep, baby! Yep. We are talking keep right now. So, let's go. Let's see if they can take the wall here. Well, the wall, they will definitely get the wall. The question is, can they get the keep and can they get some kills to get more? And guys, this could be the first kill. Malthael, the aspect of death turns into the aspect of dead. And yeah, he got murdered quickly. So now it's another 5 versus 4. And I can smell the GG in the air already. Can you guys smell this? Can you smell it? No? It smells like GG. This could be GG right here. Yep, that is a bit of a problem now. Where is that Punisher? Look at that lazy motherfucker. Just sitting there, this is like, nah, do I really have to attack? Yeah, you do. Jumps on Odin, and here we go. Everybody's low on the red team. They're getting zoned out. Might try. Well, trying is not enough, my friend. Should rename himself into Succeed because this one isn't working. So now 12 kills to 2 and we're heading for victory. The Hardos, they reach the semi-final once again. The third qualification tournament is going well for them here as they take it on Infernal Shrines in the last best of 1 and move on to the best of 3 semi-final.